Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree. And I'd like to help. I'm your Edward Jones financial advisor, Ryan Buck. Together, we can give you a long-term strategy, the attention it deserves. Contact me today at 402-483-0377. Again, that's 402-483-0377. Stop by our office at 8380 Old Cheney Road. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
When the lights go out, every minute matters. Powerline helps LES respond to outages faster by linking your phone number to your service address. Get ready before the next outage at les.com/powerline.
Friends with MedElite Urgent Care in Lincoln remind you that the need for blood continues daily. Unfortunately, our blood banks are extremely low. Our community and our country depend on life-saving donors like you. You are eligible to donate every 56 days, and with each donation, you save up to 3 lives. Please go online and schedule an appointment to donate blood today. Thanks to MedElite Urgent Care in Lincoln for making this message possible. ER skills without the ER bills. Check them out today.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers, and someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and save thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
This is the Don't Punt Hour with former Nebraska receiver.
Throwing over the middle, completes the pass. He's got speed to the end zone. Touchdown! 45 yards.
And return specialist.
This time he beats the kicker and one more.
DeMornay Pierson-El.
Only does the sideline have confidence in Pierson-El, but Pierson-El has confidence in Pierson-El.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
Welcome in here on a Wednesday evening, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't Punt Hour, 10 to 11 p.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday on The Ticket. I thought you were going to run away there, DeMornay, for a second. I thought you were like, oh, the show's starting, and there he goes. If you were watching on the streams, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allen Channel 961, I thought DeMornay was just, all right, I'm out of here. Show intro's playing. I'm dipping. You do the first segment by yourself. No, probably just I'm the same way, getting over here, grabbing everything, putting everything together for the show. We've all been there. But DeMornay, now you're organized. How you doing?
Not too bad, living the life.
The DeMornay's words of wisdom for the day. That'll be something we continue on going on for the show. But DeMornay, I wanted to bring this up because college eligibility is still something that's talked about today, whether it's you have eligibility, whether you're trying to go to get an injunction to get eligibility, or you're out of it and you're playing in the NFL. But right now, there are 16 NFL players are being allowed to return to college football this fall as of right now because of this ruling they're trying to get by. Judge in Louisiana has granted a group of includes 16 football players, several of which who are on NFL training camps right now, are option to return to the college football. The judge has granted them a restraining order that allow them to make the move. Per a couple of the players include former Ole Miss starters, just a handful of them, and also a South Carolina State safety, per ESPN's Pete Thamel. I mean, I know we talk about how the transfer portal is a free agency, but like this is just the wild, wild west of things right now, DeMornay.
It is, but I'm not mad at it because of the situation. If the situation was different, those guys might have not have left. They were kind of forced and had no other options. So I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's not like they spent a whole year with the NFL team. I mean, it's still fairly early. They're still in an adjustment period. I mean, if they can make it happen, why not go to college? You've seen the experience. You can raise your draft stock. So it is a bit crazy, but I don't think it's a huge advantage to those teams or anything like that.
I just think it's very just interesting because we saw it last year in college basketball where guys would play in the NBA G League and make their way to teams like Alabama or a team like Baylor or whatever. We saw it there, and that was kind of like, all right, this is kind of crazy that this is happening. And now I think it was just in due time that this would happen in college football, just due to the fact that there's more roster spots, there's plethora of teams, and there's just an opportunity there. So I'm not, like I said, like I'm interested to see where this goes because this is just 16 players getting that order by the NCAA to try to get reinstated in the college football, which way back when you enter the NFL draft, it was like, all right, you can't go back. Now it's you just got to get kind of a letter or get some kind of.
I mean, I don't think it's something that's going to be changed moving forward. I think it was a unique situation and they're making an adjustment, but I don't see this. I don't foresee this going as a complete rule change to all of college football. It's like I said, it's a unique situation. So I get it. I understand it. Like I'm not mad at it for the college athletes or from the athletes that are returning to the college level. Again, I mean, you have everything to benefit and nothing to lose.
Yeah, I get it. I think from we saw it a couple of weeks ago too, like Thomas Castellanos, the former Florida State quarterback, Boston College quarterback, at the beginning of the month, he was trying to enter the transfer portal to get back into college football in some way, and that has not had an answer to it yet. But I think it's interesting, especially when fall camp has already started across the landscape of college football. How is because like you said, you entered late in the summer, which is very different compared to the fall camp. Let's say, put yourself in that shoes, DeMornay. Like, let's say you're a freshman entering campus or a sophomore, and you're jumping onto the team in mid-August, 3 weeks before the first game. How is that different from coming in the springtime or the summertime as a normal recruit or a transfer portal guy would?
You talking about these guys coming back down, or you said say the question again?
It'd be like these guys who are let's say they returned to the college ranks, they played college football. How different is that from a guy in the transfer portal currently right now who hops on the campus in January versus compared to hopping on in mid fall camp?
I mean, these guys that are going to be coming back down, they're going to be in camp shape, so they're going to be in football shape. All it is just terminology and everything like that. Now you're moving away from the full playbook and kind of dry run of things and everything like that to it being a lot more strict. I would say a lot more similar to what the NFL does with bringing free agents in. It's going to be a lot simpler. It's going to be a lot easier. It's not a lot to pick up real quick because it's going to be situational. So, I mean, they'll work them in there until they get, comfortable and everything like that, know the plays. And you'll have teammates that kind of assist you and help you with stuff. Coaches will have study periods and whatnot. So it's not anything. I wouldn't say it's huge. It's been done at the next level. That life is this situation is more so realistically and close to what they do in the NFL. So, and some of those guys may be exposed to it with seeing guys coming in and out with training camp. Some of them may not, but I don't think it'll be anything too hard because the playbook is such smaller. It's so intactful of stuff and everything like that. So I would say really 2 weeks to a month, you'll see a guy honestly get more comfortable with stuff and whatnot. We've seen Baker Mayfield fly in, the same week and start, and it's a little bit different, but it's going to be that situation.
And to quickly, move on to what we were going to discuss, because this is just relatively new news that's breaking throughout the entire landscape of college football. The prior federal court ruling in Colorado was granting a fifth year to eligible athletes who started college in 2022. That's not just football, but all other sports in the college ranks. This new Louisiana lawsuit successfully argued that this fallback option must extend to players who signed at NFL contracts. The deadline, though, to officially join a college roster, players must be waived or released from their current NFL contract by September 1st, which there is that cut down day in August. So we will have that. The transfer, the court order gives these players exactly 1 week to enter the NCAA transfer portal to find a new team. So, yes, there's a loophole. You're given those opportunities. There's a handful of names there. And I think this will be an interesting dilemma, or this interesting storyline to watch, because yes, we got rid of the transfer portal, the spring window, but now I guess there's a loophole where there is a fall 2020 following season transfer portal in some site for guys in the NFL. And who knows, maybe this is the new norm. Maybe you don't work out in the NFL, you're on a practice squad and you don't get that opportunity. And
that's a bit too much. I think this is the one-time window that they're probably going to grant it. And like I said, even with coming back to the college ranks, for the university to look at some of these guys and whatnot, again, they're veteran players. They kind of know what's to be expected. And it's only a year. So, why aren't, college teams, college organizations are going to be excited to add depth. Now, I'm not sure how that's going to go with the count. Are these guys going to be covered by, because it's 105 or something now? So are these guys going to be covered in that and not count into that number, or will they? So, that demographics will be interesting to see how they break down that to make it work or whatnot. But, if you and these guys, the guys at the NFL level, I'm sure some of these NFL programs will ask these guys, is that, a viable options, or they might not say anything until late. September 1st is still a lot of time. You can still get through a training camp, and pretty much you'll know. A lot of those NFL guys will know if they have a strong case or not to make the team, probably, I would say, in another week or so. Ending this week, following, I would probably say by next Wednesday. That following preseason game, NFL teams know who's going to pretty much be on the roster and have an idea who's going to be on their practice squad and everything like that. So if you got a good shot at making, the practice squad thing and everything like that, you probably let it ride. If not, again, you have a chance to return to college, get more money, get more film, boost your draft grade. So I think it's a fair opportunity for them, but I don't foresee this being intertwined with the rest of the college football, where this option will be expressed for the outside of this year to come.
And that would make full sense and everything like that. And I wanted to stick, in this. We were going to talk about the running back room. We'll talk about it later in Nebraska, because there's been a little bit of news this morning, but I think we'll talk about the running backs that are on the present roster later on in the show, because that's what matters at the end of the day. Who's going to be out there on September 5th for Nebraska, and what the running back field might look like. But sticking with some news off the field for football, we talked a little bit about those joint practices and everything last night. And I think we'll leave it at that, because we'll let that handle itself, because there'll probably be more of those bickerings and all that in between. And then what this injunction and everything with the 16 players trying to get college eligibility again. But South Carolina's quarterback, Lenora Sellers, has been in some interesting class work to graduate in December of 2026. DeMornay, have you seen this at all? What DeMornay is doing? Okay, this will be fun then. So DeMornay, to set the stage, do you remember your senior year, how many credits you were taking to be able to graduate from the university?
Yeah, it was like 9 credits.
Okay. You were going to class, getting good grades. You were going, showing up.
I had 3 classes.
Still, you were time management. You were, like you said, we talked about the commitment to Nebraska football. It's basically like a full-time job. You're there all the time, but you're also doing your homework, the student athlete part of things. Well, in the Lenora Sellers, he has no traditional classes this semester. A very viral thing going on right now in college sports. He's already finished his standard coursework in his degree in sport and entertainment management. So instead of taking traditional lectures and everything for the academic schedule, he is taking a golf internship this year, which is fulfill his 6 credit hours to graduate in December of 2026.
Good for him. I mean, he worked the system to where he will be absolutely free to focus more on football.
And so here is the details of that. So Lenora Sellers, the quarterback for South Carolina, he is fulfilling his final 6 credit hours by interning at the Par T Golf Center in West Columbia, South Carolina. This will include, with his NIL going on and everything, he will be interning. His duties will include manual labor like facility management, cutting grass, and picking up golf balls at the facility. By completing this internship, it satisfies the remaining 6 credit requirements, clearing the path for graduation in December of 2026. And
what's the issue?
That's what I was asking you about your 3 classes. Like, if you could go back and say, hey, I'm going to play college football and I'm going to fulfill my credits to graduate because my degree falls under this field, that I can do this to fall under my major while playing college football.
He did it the right way. I mean, if you go back, and I'll tell you another person who graduated in 3 years and transferred to another school, Jalen Hurts. So it like what he's now, him having an internship that covers it and everything like that. Again, he found something that makes it work within the curriculum. There's nothing wrong with that. But he probably stayed. For the people that don't know, I don't know if it has changed, but I don't know how it is like with NIL or whatnot. But you have the opportunity to take summer classes, which is better for athletes because you can take your harder classes in the summer, and they're not as long. You probably have a TA or something, so it's a lot. It can be a toll on you, but it's a lot easier that way. In the football, when football season does come, and this is something that Nebraska does, they set your schedule up to where around the season and everything like that, it's not too much a hassle academically as much as it would be versus like your spring semester. So he probably took a bunch of credits, probably 2 to 3, I would say maybe 2 or 3 semesters in the summer. So he was taking at least 4 or 5 classes in the summertime to accelerate him graduating early, which allows him to have less credits this last season, which you can do internships and everything like that and whatnot. So, he's not doing anything wrong. He's not doing anything weird or anything like that, or else the school wouldn't have offered it. Like I said, he set his counselors or him sat down and set his schedule up to where you get that payoff in the back half of your collegiate and academic career versus, the early stakes of it. But like I said, there's been plenty of athletes that have graduated college in 3 years by taking extra courses because, one, they pay you to go to pretty much summer school, but it's in your benefit to graduate and get those classes knocked out. That way, again, during the football season, you can focus a lot more to where you don't have to worry about some of those exams or multiple exams that you may run into, in semesters outside of, the athletic period or whatnot. So there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, he set it up perfectly right to where you have a lot more time to focus on your craft in the season.
And I think that's like you said, the Jalen Hurts situation. He graduated from Alabama before he even took a snap at Oklahoma years later. And like you mentioned this, like the academic standing for Lenora Sellers is exceptional. He's a very smart guy. And like you said,
I want to say, I think they reported his GPA was actually pretty high.
It was. And like you mentioned, like his probably his underclassmen years, he was probably taking, 18 credits at one point, maybe taking, like you said.
I would say 12 to 15 usually, I think is how it was, because I changed my major after my sophomore year and still was able technically it was like graduating. I graduated early. So I mean, it's not what he did is not rare in college football. If you do things right and apply yourselves and understand to kind of put the front work at the beginning, your freshman, sophomore, and junior year, you should your last semester of playing ball and everything like that, you should walk away with pretty much easy class with 1 or 2 classes, or 2 to 3 classes tops to get things done.
And I think they said he was a very smart high school kid. Maybe he had some college credits carry over. That also, this is just this is not just also a life lesson for college football. This is a life lesson in college in general. If you end up getting those college credits in high school, helps you out big time. And I think with him, like you said, taking 12, 15 credits the fall and the spring, and then loading up those summers where you're taking.
That's the best way to do it. Like I said, I don't know if they still do it, but I know we were getting extra checks because we were in school, so the school had to provide payment and everything like that to go to class and everything like that. And like I said, it makes it a lot easier because some of those harder classes, anatomy, calculus, and whatnot, some of those classes will be offered, in the summer. Like I said, you're not getting most times you're not getting the full the professor during the spring or fall semester. It's a TA that's getting their teaching hours and everything like that. The classes is cut down a lot. So I mean, instead of a full, let's just say 11 weeks or whatever the semester regularly is, like you're getting your full 11 or 12 weeks in a 3, 5, or 8 week time frame, and so you won't be hitting the full curriculum. You'll hit the meat potatoes of the curriculum and off and on to the next thing, and that puts you ahead. So he did it right.
And I think, so DeMornay, from your point of view, you probably like those summer classes. Like you said, you're still there. You get
that's fine. I don't have to take, a business, an econ class while I'm, watching film for Ohio State or Michigan. I'll do that.
When you mentioned calculus and anatomy, I was never a science guy. I was awful at science. You're in the same boat, I assume, shaking your head. I was terrible at science. So I was I wanted to get it out of the way. So I got it done early my freshman year. And yes, I was a freshman. Time management's a key, and got it done. But I was like, man, I didn't want to take it then, but I couldn't imagine taking it my senior year just because. And then my senior year, like you said, took like 12 credits and out the door and made your life easier. But that's just me as a student there. As a college athlete, it's probably so much harder to manage all that. So Lenora Sellers, good on you. I mean, that's also imagine going to the driving range in South Carolina after a college football Saturday, coming in Monday morning, and you see QB1 driving around picking up golf balls. I mean, that's a crazy sight.
I mean, he's about to be in a lot of business. A lot of people are going to be at that golf course trying to solicit and do other business deals done. A lot of business deals happen on the golf course. So again, I think it's a savvy move by him, and I don't understand what the uproar is about. And like I said, what he's doing, it's been done. That's been, him being able to take classes early on and everything like that and get things knocked out. He came in probably from his freshman year and said up, hey, I want to get this done early, and they set it up. Each semester you have a certain amount of credits that you got to hit. He's done that, and I mean the payoff is your senior year. I mean, you pretty much get to kick your feet up and focus on football completely, especially with his statue and everything like that, with the hype behind him and everything like that. This is an important season for him coming out to improve his draft stock. So I mean, it's everything focused on that, and expect to see a full, complete, different version of him.
The lesson of the first segment was stay in school and get good grades. It'll help you
do the work early, and it's funny because even you have classes. I don't think you might have classes every day. I'm pretty sure you have classes every day or whatnot. It's not terrible or anything like that. You can still have the weekends to go where you want to travel outside of the state and everything like that. Been there, done that. So, I mean, you still get the vacation time and everything like that. You're pretty much on your own. So athletes coming in and not taking advantage, of that and everything like that, they're lacking, or their priorities are just elsewhere, which, I mean, to each their own. But I mean, the good ones and the ones thinking ahead and thinking of 2 moves ahead and whatnot, they get things done. And I mean, you're seeing it.
And we'll take a break here, but we're going to shift gears back to Nebraska football because we've talked about the running back room, but we're counting down the days. I think we're less than 20 days away from kickoff at Memorial Stadium. Nebraska's running back room, another name has popped out of that.
One bites the dust.
It did not take long. What was your favorite memory of the Tiki Hayes era? It did not last long, but we'll talk about that. Also the names that are there because, like you said, that's just one name out. There's still about 4 or 5 more on the docket. We'll talk about that on the other side here on the Don't Punt Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Your line just went down. Production stopped. A supervisor wants answers, and someone's digging through a binder for the maintenance history. Every one of those minutes costs money, and most of the time, that breakdown could have been prevented. That's where MaintainX comes in. MaintainX catches the failure before it happens. Preventive maintenance plans on every key asset to improve reliability. Work orders assigned and tracked right from your phone. Everyone from the floor to the front office is in the loop. Real-time dashboards give managers instant visibility into what's been completed, what's overdue, and where the bottlenecks are. No more guesswork. Just a smarter, faster maintenance operation. Companies on MaintainX have cut unplanned downtime by over 30% and saved thousands on parts and labor every year. See what it can do for your operation. Try MaintainX free at maintainx.com.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
When your business is ready for its next move, I'm here to help make it happen. I'm Corey Vandeweghe, Commercial Loan Officer at Midwest Bank on 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Lincoln is full of bold ideas and hardworking business owners, and I'm proud to support the people driving that progress. Whether you're launching something new or investing in growth, I'll work with you to find lending solutions that move your business forward. Swing in anytime. I'd love to hear what you're building. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Guys, if you're dealing with low back pain or trouble urinating, don't just live with it. These could be signs of treatable conditions. At Advanced Medical Imaging, their interventional radiologists specialize in minimally invasive procedures designed to relieve symptoms and improve your quality of life without major surgery. June is Men's Health Month. Take the step. Call Advanced Medical Imaging today to schedule a consult and find out what AMI can do for you.
If your car has sent you to the sidelines, Eustace Body Shop can help. With gold-class certified technicians, OEM parts, and free loaner cars, Eustace Body Shop is your best choice this Husker season. And with 6 locations across central and eastern Nebraska, we've got you covered. Whether you're rooting at home or you're headed to Memorial Stadium, get a free online quote at EustaceBodyShop.com, and let's get you back in the game.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive in Seward. We're more than just an automotive repair shop. We're part of this community. Our mission is simple: serve people well, build trust, provide reliable vehicle repairs at a fair price. From oil changes to diagnostics, major repairs, we're here to help keep your family safe on the road. A1 Automotive, 408 Main Street, Seward, Nebraska.
When Nebraska businesses win, we all win. And the Nebraska Chamber is helping make that happen. Tackling the tough stuff like job creation, affordable and accessible childcare, and building a stronger workforce. We're stepping up so local businesses can step forward. If you want to see Nebraska keep growing, keep competing, and keep winning, get connected with the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Learn more at nechamber.com.
Hey, Jake, you know what I love almost as much as the Big Red?
Big scores on the field?
Good guess, but nope.
Big spikes on the court?
Love those too, but I'm thinking food. Like those big, budget-friendly portions you find at Buzzard Billy's.
Now you're talking. I love Buzzard Billy's. I love the shrimp po' boys and the blackened chicken.
You almost always find me enjoying gumbo.
Big plays, big scores, big wins, Big Red. Yep, love them all, especially
those big portions that are budget-friendly. Only at Buzzard Billy's, A Market.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option: Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers. Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this summer, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. This summer's cream cheese flavor is pickle. Pair it with a blueberry cobbler iced latte, and don't forget their Berry Breeze dirty soda. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Is there anything worse than paying for something that's done half-assed? You buy something, you want it to work, especially when it comes to your internet. When you're trying to stream a movie, work from home, or shop online, half-assed internet doesn't get it done. At Allo Fiber, we don't do anything half-assed. We offer 100% real fiber and real human support that serves the community from the community. So while others may say they have fiber, in the end, there's half-fast fiber, and then there's Allo Fiber. Allo Fiber, internet built for you.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, Pierson-El.
Welcome back here on the Don't Punt Hour, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Talked a lot about NFL players trying to come back to college for another year with that injunction. Also, what good grades do for you in school, whether in high school or college, because it might lead you to having might give you a golf internship where you finish out your senior year. That'll be really cool to see. I can't wait for the first video after that first football game for South Carolina. And then it's like, oh, there he is on Monday doing his thing at the golf course, picking up golf balls, mowing the lawn there, making sure the greens look great. Hopefully it's a win because, South Carolina's pretty passionate about their football. And if it's after a loss, I wouldn't want to be on near a driving range.
As long as it's not his fault, he's fine.
Exactly. But some news around Nebraska football. If you'd love to be part of the conversation, 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman Julia text line. Also streaming Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. Tiki Hayes now gone from the Nebraska football program. Not a whole lot of news on why, but he is out the door. But
you won't find out why.
And I think that is probably what we're going to go with, because the season's starting up and you don't want that whole ordeal to be the talking point entering September 5th, just for everybody involved. Like,
it's in-house business, and they'll keep it in-house business. They'll keep it respectful. But it's an unfortunate situation. because he was doing well. He was doing good from what I was told and everything like that. But like I said, it's sad.
Yeah, and with that, more opportunity once again with the running back room,
kind of everybody else
back to square one where we were when the spring game rolled along, which is it's crazy. One step you move forward, another step back. Now we're back to kind of square one with this running back room. Names across the board as always. Isaiah Mosey moving from wide receiver to running back. Mekhi Nelson, Jamal Rule, Quinn Ives, Connor Booth. I want to talk about Isaiah Mosey here because being a wide receiver yourself, how different is that moving from the wide receiver position to a running back position? Like, and how much skill does that take to do that in such a short time?
He has to be okay with it. Sometimes coaches see a change or see where a kid can help out themselves a lot more, or if he's buried on a depth chart in one position, you can switch elsewhere. Going from receiver to running back, I wouldn't say that's an easy transition. You're dealing with a different monster. I mean, you got pass protection. You're reading a lot more fronts with stuff and everything like that. The blitz is right in front of you versus that receiver. Maybe a cornerback blitz or a nickel blitz is the most you have to worry about. Maybe a safety blitz every now and then. So you're looking at different things. Your keys are completely different. It's a different world. You're dealing with linebackers. I mean, you're playing smash mouth football with linebackers and defensive linemen, if they got certain stunts and everything like that. I don't know if he's played running back, in high school or something like that. He's an athlete, so he'll adjust to things and everything like that. But I mean, depending on how he is as an athlete, the coaches are going to put, their best foot forward to make sure that transition is smooth or whatnot. So, I mean, he'll know the keys and everything like that. It's just going to take some time to adjust, but I wouldn't say that's a turnaround. That's an easy adjustment or anything like that. Going to the defensive side, if you were to switch to safety or cornerback, that might be a little bit easier just because you're recognizing, route patterns and everything else that would, he would see that a lot faster than maybe some of the other stuff. So it's some difficulty, but I mean, he's an athlete. They're going to spend a lot of time on it. So pretty sure, he'll close the gap pretty quick.
So last year, transition from wide receiver to running back, appeared in 13 games, 26 carries, 115 yards, 4 yards a pop, 14 receptions out of the backfield, 155 yards, 0 touchdowns. So he has a year of that position under his belt. So how much
building on it?
And what can Isaiah Mosey do to earn that running back one slot, just building off that 1 year of getting those 13 games?
Be consistent, make flash plays and everything like that. When it's your time and they give you opportunity, make the most out of your opportunity. And as more reps come in, you make more plays. If you're during training camp, they track missed assignments, which are missed days. They track plus or minus plays. If you did this one good, fair, or bad. So they track all of that thing. So I mean, every day you're getting graded, on your play and whatnot. So I mean, at the end of the day, is if his grades come out to be the most consistent, the least MAs, catching the ball and doing what he's supposed to do and everything like that. And if he's the best person for it, he's going to be out there. So when they dial you in, when they put you in certain situations and everything like that, if you keep the ball rolling and moving forward and whatnot, you'll be out there.
And with him and Mekhi Nelson, they're both going to be technically in their sophomore years. Redshirt sophomore for Mekhi Nelson, true sophomore year for Isaiah Mosey. And it's a young backfield. Like, you look at the rest of the backfield too. You have Jamal Rule, who's a true freshman. Quentin Ives, he's a redshirt junior also, and there just has to stay healthy and be on the field. And then Connor Booth, he's the redshirt freshman. It's a relatively young backfield, but I think those guys have all kind of gotten reps as underclassmen. So I'm very curious to see who comes out, throughout this running back battle, which it will not be decided week 1, probably not week 2, but into conference play, who takes the opportunities for granted and makes less of those missed assignments across the board.
It's a long, I wouldn't say it's a long battle. But again, from what they put on film in the spring to now and everything like that, you have a lot of guys that played, I would maybe not as significantly enough of time, but they played enough to where they understand the game atmosphere. They know what to do and whatnot. Now you just got to take the next step of, okay, who's going to be, the cowbell and everything like that. And they might have an idea of some stuff and everything like that, or you might have a situation where Emmett situation or whatnot. I mean, you brought in another guy that you kind of wanted things to do and whatnot, but you couldn't keep Emmett off the field. So I mean, and it can be like that. And Emmett was that they were rotating. I wouldn't say every series, but like at least 2 series and whatnot and everything like that. So they'll have an idea probably by the second game at most of like, okay, moving forward, it's probably going to be, this is the rotation. This guy will get this amount, this guy will get that amount. They'll probably be on the play count for some stuff. And then, if you are special and you start, moving ahead of the other guys or whatnot, your tick will go.
And with this running back room, you have competition breeds excellence. And I think that's kind of the big goal with this team. Yes, some players, Kai Nelson, had the opportunity in that bowl game when Emmett Johnson opted out, but Quinn Ives staying healthy. Isaiah Mosey transitioning that position. Connor Booth's a local guy. You know as it's like when you're a local guy growing up here playing high school football, and a lot of people like to get around you. Connor Booth's from a small town. Like, who knows where that opportunity comes and how many snaps you might be on the lower end just due to the fact where you have these guys in front of them. But if you're able to, make an opportunity once or twice and, score like Connor Booth maybe comes in on a 1 yard run and makes a big difference there, they'll find a role for you, regardless if you're running back 1, running back 2, or even down the line.
There's going to be multiple areas to play and be in or whatnot. I remember Wyatt Missouri when he came in. He was a Nebraska kid and everything like that. The running back room was just heavy, and they kind of went with their guys. But as his career, progressed in his career and everything like that, he started to get a lot more take. You got kickoff that you can do some stuff on and everything like that. There's special team opportunities. So I mean, if there's 4 or 5 running backs, I'm assuming probably 4 will probably dress and play. 2 to 3 will be in rotation and game wise, 2 for sure. And then if the games are out of hand and everything like that, more people will definitely get more time. So it just depends on like I said, who's the most reliable, who's the most dependable, who they can trust to make sure that their assignment, that they're not the one to mess up, the whole operation of the offense.
And to kind of close up the segment, we talked about all the guys, but Jamal Rule, a true freshman. You've been in a room as a true freshman in a skill position room. What is that kind of like? Are you just trying to learn as much information as possible? Or
he's on track. He came in, at an earlier time than I did. So this time now it should be a lot slower because you've seen it. This is your second time seeing some stuff and everything like that. The coaches are already behind him. They talk highly of him. So that right there lets you know they think highly of him, and he's going to be out there. They're going to get him in the mix. For him, it's just I would say on a day-to-day basis, not to overthink anything. You're going to have good days and bad days through camp. It is what it is, but have more good than bad. And then when your opportunities come and everything like that, make the best of them.
And I think for him as a freshman, like if he comes off and starts on a high note, more will come to you at the end of the day. And I think with that room, because you were there, you were the special teams guy, and obviously we're here on the Don't Punt Hour. It says it right above my head here on the screen if you're watching on our streams. You kind of felt that way probably too, where it's like, all right, if I there's probably that edge where it's like, I can't screw anything up. I got to be ready. Don't want the moment to be too big for me. But once they saw, all right, he's got his feet under him, he knows what he's doing, we're going to open it up more for him.
And most definitely, like I said, he was there in spring. I wasn't. So my head was spinning a lot faster in camp. I had mess ups, but when the ball came my way, I made some things happen. He's definitely shown that. He's definitely done that. So he's, I would say, probably ahead with being in spring because that things slowed down. Once the thinking slows down and everything like that, that's when you know that the athlete and the player can really shine and whatnot. And then you throw on the fact of the running back room is down on numbers, so they're going to be relying on young talent and giving, multiple people opportunities to show and prove what they can. And so far, he's pretty much hit things out of the park. So you can expect a heavy dose of him this season.
And we're getting a heavy dose of NFL action tomorrow. You got 2 games on tomorrow, so set your alarms, 7 o'clock, and then I believe we have a late one at 9 o'clock on the West Coast. We'll talk about a couple of those because the Las Vegas Raiders are in action tomorrow because we're going to see another dose of Brandon Mendoza and company out there. We'll talk about that one because that's the national televised game tomorrow on the other side. Here on the Don't Punt Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. We'll be right back.
The friends with Lincoln Truck and Trailer Repair remind you diabetes is a silent killer affecting many children as well as adults. Any child who has diabetes is insulin dependent. Parents, be aware of warning signs, excessive hunger, thirst, and weight loss to help detect early on the possibility of diabetes. Educate yourself and your child on how to cope with it in everyday life. This message from Lincoln Truck and Trailer Repair. Call Kevin and his team at 402-409-1984.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, owner of A1 Automotive. I want to personally thank you, our customers, for trusting us with your vehicle repair needs. Your support allows us to do what we love, serving people through quality automotive repair. If you're looking for a repair shop that values relationships as much as repairs, we'd love the opportunity to earn your trust. We have 2 locations here in Lincoln, 1117 L Street, 5110 State Hill Drive, and our newest location in Seward, Nebraska, 408 Main Street. Come see us. Visit us online at a1autolincoln.com.
You use your best defensive moves, but we're still in an accident. Trust the team at Eustace Body Shop to get you back in the game. The shop is factory certified, and their technicians have advanced training in most makes and models. There's no delay of game when they handle your insurance directly and warranty their work as long as you own your vehicle. And you're not going to miss a single play when you use their free loaner vehicles. Eustace Body Shop, where customers send their friends. Find a shop near you at EustaceBodyShop.com.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this summer, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. This summer's cream cheese flavor is pickle. Pair it with a blueberry cobbler iced latte, and don't forget their Berry Breeze dirty soda. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe. Husker fans know a strong game plan makes all the difference, no matter where they cheer from. The dedication fans bring every season is the same dedication that builds long-term financial success. That's why Emeritus connects fans across the country with financial professionals who can help them plan, prepare, and move toward their goals. As a proud partner of Husker Athletics, Emeritus supports fans in every corner of the country because great fans deserve a great future. Emeritus, fulfilling life, fueled by Husker pride. Go to emeritus.com/Husker Wealth for more information.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Moms already know. It's the one time all summer where everything comes together. The kids are happy. The food is incredible. And somewhere between the birthing pavilion and the drone show, your whole family is together in a way that's hard to find anymore. It all happens here at the Nebraska State Fair, August 28th through September 7th in Grand Island. Visit statefair.org.
The Friends with Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning here in Lincoln would like to take this time out to thank our first responders, doctors, nurses, and the healthcare professionals who put their lives in harm's way for our protection. Blood donation centers need people to donate blood. Be a silent hero and donate blood today. It will help accident victims, surgery patients, sick children, and members of our military. This message is from Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning here in Lincoln. Let's stay united and keep America safe and strong.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Remember your first Salt Dogs game? Maybe it was a class trip out on the berm, or date night with actual fireworks, or team building that didn't feel like work at all. For 25 seasons, Haymarket Park remains Lincoln's place for firsts like these, the kind that last. Because it's more than a baseball game. It's the joy of being here together. These are the traditions that bring us home. So here's to you, Lincoln. Your local tradition plays on. Get your tickets at saltdogs.com.
This is the Don't Punt Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program. Here is your host, DeMornay Pierson-El.
Welcome back. One more quick segment here on a Wednesday, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com on the Don't Punt Hour, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the capital city, Lincoln, Nebraska. Only have a couple of more days left. Tomorrow, 2 preseason games. We didn't have to wait very long. We had a full week of preseason action last week. Didn't have to wait very long. We got Thursday night football. Technically, 2 games, 7 o'clock tomorrow, Raiders, Texans, and then 9 o'clock, 49ers, Chargers. And you're probably going to see more Fernando Mendoza this time around. And it's going to be a road game against the Texans team. Probably not facing their number ones, but I think building off of what he did in that first game, yes, he didn't. We talked about it on here. He didn't do anything crazy, but he did look good. He didn't turn the ball over. It didn't look like he was lost in the lights there. If he continues to do that, I think the Raiders are going to be happy with how this preseason has progressed.
It's they'll show some stuff from what the stuff from what they were saying. They had a joint practice. So it might not be so much because you having seen a team, you know their plays, you know their calls and everything like that. So I'm not expecting a whole lot. Texans will probably have a understanding of what they're trying to do. So as long as he officiate things well and whatnot, it'll be fine.
So with the preseason getting crunched down to 3 games instead of 4, outside of 2, the week 2 game, is this more of the dress rehearsal week or is week 3? Yes. Week 2, yes. I think more. So
week 2, I think you'll see across the NFL holistically, you'll see a lot of the starters probably play no more than 2 or 3 series here and there, maybe a quarter, and then they'll be out of that. So I mean, this time they might have Mendoza go with the ones for 2 series maybe here and there. Kirk will probably get a series or 2, or if they understand, if Kirk has been looking fine or whatnot, Kirk might get 1, and then Mendoza will probably finish things off with the starters, and then they'll pull them probably closer to the end of the first quarter, and then you'll kind of start to see the change. So you can expect a lot more starters definitely playing across this week.
And that's what's always exciting, because this week, whether it's, like I said, like 2 or 3 drives with the starters, you still are simulating an actual Sunday game you see between the ones on one team and the ones on the other team. It may not be an entire quarter. It may not be an entire half, but at least you simulate and get to see it in full-fledged. I think the Browns team is the most their quarterback situation, because they're playing Shedeur. They have already announced for their first entire half this time around. What Deshaun was started this last half this time. That's the one team where it's like, I don't know if this is a dress rehearsal. I'm still not really sure.
I'm calling it now. I'm thinking Deshaun is going to be the starter.
I think so too, because he was efficient in his first one. Yes, he had that turnover, but the numbers. I think a lot.
And it's nothing. It's nothing against Shedeur or anything like that. Like I said, I think how Monken runs the offense. This is something that is more suited to what Deshaun and his strengths is. He's been in the league a lot more. He knows a lot more. You're paying him a lot more money, so you're gonna get your money's worth of stuff. And at least okay, if you are moving off of it, you at least expend all and everything. You give him everything that he needs to be successful. And if it just falls short, then okay, it's time to move on. At least you know.
Are you a fan of teams sometimes doing that? Just like, hey, this guy's making X amount of money. He's making more money than you. Then we should play him because we don't want to have him on the bench. Are you a fan of some?
It's a love-hate situation because, like, yes, you understand that and everything like that. But if there is somebody there that is obviously the better option or whatnot, coaches are going to be quicker to move on that because, I mean, it's their job on the line and everything like that. But from a business standpoint and whatnot, administration wants the guys that they're paying, they want their cut from it. So it's one of those things that kind of comes with it. It can be ugly at times. It comes with the business.
And like you said, like especially in Cleveland, where if you're not winning on Sundays, you're gauged off winning, you might be out the door in one season. I mean, I talked about this weekend where, the Browns had Charlie Fry and Derek Anderson in their quarterback room, and they picked Charlie Fry because he was the guy they traded for. And guess what? Charlie Fry got benched in the first week after one half because of how poorly it was. Derek Anderson then became the starting quarterback, and he was a Pro Bowler that year. So they clearly got the quarterback wrong right away, and luckily they made the quick pivot in week 1 of the season. Ended up Derek Anderson jumping around the league after that as well. But in hindsight, the Browns did not pick the right quarterback there. They've had Tyrod Taylor at the time. He gets banged up, then Baker. That's how Baker Mayfield ended up on the field. They weren't rushing him right away. I don't know. It's different everywhere you go, and I think that's just kind of the beauty of these quarterback carousels. I mean, Jackson Dart was technically a third-string quarterback last year, and Brian Dable, the clock was ticking, and they had to get him on the field. And was it pretty at all times? No, but they had
that situation in New York was completely weird, and I hope Dayball goes off and has a fantastic year and really shows him, because I think he was definitely really doing some good things. They were close, they were competitive. It was bad luck with stuff, and I mean he was a scapegoat.
Yeah, and then they move on mid-season, and the Giants don't usually do that, and then. Now they got Harbaugh there, and we'll see if Jackson Dart can say it. We'll talk more football tomorrow because college football is almost here. We got 2 NFL games. We'll probably talk about what happens. There'll be one going on as we're live here tomorrow night, so we'll talk about that one as well. Maybe we'll see some Trey Lance action, Adrian Martinez, maybe Curtis Rourke. We'll see where that takes us down tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow on Don't Punt Ever. Coming up next, Late Night Lincoln with myself, Nick Wyman, right here on The Ticket.